Hey there, fellow travelers. Welcome back to my channel, where we discover extraordinary destinations around the world. Today, we're embarking on an unforgettable journey to Eimveck Distillery in Iceland. If you're looking for authentic Icelandic spirits, I can confidently say this is the place you absolutely can't miss. Join me as we uncover the magic of Eimveck Distillery and explore why it's a must visit for all adventure seekers. Don't take it from me. Let's meet the master distillers to learn about their craft, inspiration, and dedication they pour into every bottle. Enjoy!
Not as strong as the others. And this is something that you can drink straight from the bottle.
Ooh.
Well, you can drink the other straight from the bottle, but yeah.
Alright.
And we start by tasting the gin and the aquavit. Then I'll take you around in the distillery, just behind this wall. And then we come back for the main event with Sally biscuits, right? And in between the drinks, during the tour, I'll tell you something about the drinks, about the distillery, about Iceland, some Viking stories and whatnot. You're welcome to ask me any questions during the tour. I'll answer all of your questions, and if I don't know the answer, I'll just lie. So don't worry about that. But you know, since you've all been here a while, been in Iceland a while, you've seen all the long unpronounceable names, right?
Mm-hmm.
But actually they're not that long. Actually, there are many small words that then come into one and make a meaning to us. Mm-hmm. Like everything that ends with us. You probably realize that that's a waterfall, right?
Yes.
So it just means fall. So you skip that part and then you focus on what's important, and that's the name of it. It's like the name of our distillery, Eimveck. Eim means to distill, and Veck means works. So if it would be in an English-speaking country, this would be the Distillery Works Distillery. But since we're in Iceland, welcome to Eimveck. Now, how this all started? Well, it started with a father and two sons sipping on some whiskey. Sitting at the summer cottage, looking over the barley field, thinking, stressing whiskey from around the world. Why isn't it in Icelandic whiskey? Somebody should do something about it. Not the best time to make a decision. We should do something about it. So the next morning, the oldest son, he went into the kitchen and started the first batch of alcohol. Well, I wasn't there, but I've been told it tasted more like gasoline than anything else.
Oh, gosh.
So, yeah. But it only took him some 164 trials and errors until he was happy with the taste of the spirit. He then started off with the herbs, and he tried out some 9 different herbs, and then he was happy with the first gin. Now the idea behind this is to be Icelandic, authentic, local as much as possible, so only using Icelandic herbs or Icelandic ingredients as much as we can. And they sent it to the International Spirits Competition in San Francisco in 2015. And there it won double gold, meaning that all 12 judges gave it gold. So it's an award-winning gin. I'm just putting a little bit in the glass each time.
Yeah.
It's not because I'm cheap, although my back does not agree on that point. It's just because we go through a lot of things.
Yes.
So you're welcome to skip any of them or get a salmon of any of them if you like. And usually you don't get gin this way. Usually you have it in a glass like this with some soda, some toilet water or ice or something, and you usually don't get gin straight like I'm giving it to you. It's then the same recipe, it is the same gin. It's barrel-aged gin, and the reason for barrel-aging it is again to be Icelandic, authentic, local as much as possible. Mm-hmm. Because if you were in Iceland 150, 200 years ago, and you wanted to buy some alcohol, you would go to the merchant, to the shopkeeper. You had to bring your own container of some sort. And he would then open the barrel and sell you one ladleful of alcohol into your container. Mm-hmm. So alcohol was always either kept in a barrel or transported to Iceland in a barrel. Mm-hmm. So it was always, kind of a little bit murky, like that. They never here should expect culture to be today. So that's why we barrel-age our gin. It gives it a hint of a whiskey taste, since it's the same kind of barrels that we use. Is that something that you're familiar with? Aquavit. It's a different type of drink. To aquavit here, you see, it's Latin. I've got no idea how to pronounce it. So aqua is water and vita is life. So this is the aquavit, water of life.
Yes.
Believe that if you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our aquavit is called viti. I mean, vita, viti sounds the same, right?
Vita, vita. Yeah.
So there was prohibition in the US, right?
Yes.
We have that too here. So 1918 there was prohibition in Iceland, and the reason was very simple. It's not good for the health of the people to be drinking alcohol. So it was alcohol is banned. Then so I think some 5 years later, 1924, don't do the math, all of a sudden we were allowed to drink red wine and white wine. And the reason, well, we were fishing, we were selling cod to Spain, and the Spaniards wanted to pay with something that they were making. Being red and white wine, so no mention of health, just a bit of, business. And then, 1935, they lifted the prohibition on strong liquor. So since 1935, we've been allowed to drink strong liquor in Iceland, but at the same time, they made monopoly on selling alcohol. So the only one in Iceland who was allowed to sell alcohol was the state. And it's still that same way. Since you've been here a few days, you might have realized, or I hope you realized, that Bonus, the convenience store, every summer you see some backpackers, usually from Europe, with a case full of it. and you wonder, should I tell them? No.
That's
You have to go to the state-run store to buy the alcohol.
Well, we're from Pennsylvania, so.
Yeah, you've got the same system, kind of.
Yeah, sadly.
Exactly. Bingo. And at the same time, they decided to make their own alcohol called, and it was an aquavit type of drink, and called it brennivín. So if you were in the Navy 150, 200 years ago again, you would have been partially paid with alcohol. And I was told that they did it in the Netherlands up till some 50 years ago. I don't know how they bought trousers for it, but maybe that was not a problem. In any case, the sailors somehow needed to make sure that they were not being cheated. And the way they did that was that they found something that was lying around the ship in barrels, that being gunpowder. So they put the gunpowder on the table, they poured the drink over it, and then they tried to light it. If it was less than 40% alcohol, because they didn't want to be cheated, they had to have a certain percentage of alcohol. If it was less than 40%, if it was less than 80 proof, no, it wasn't strong enough, it didn't burn. But if it burned, it meant it was more than 80 proof, but not quite there yet. But did it explode like nothing had happened? Navy trick. So, you got from the explosion?
Yes.
Other drinks, they are 47%, so 94 proof, except for this one, which is 57, which is then 114 proof.
Yes.
But again, I study the ingredients as much as we can, just to prove that point. The next one is sherry cask finish, which has nothing to do with Iceland whatsoever. So, we bought some sherry casks, some sherry barrels from Spain. They had about 2 gallons of sherry inside them, because you always have to have a bit of liquid inside the barrel, otherwise it will just crumble up and fall together. And you don't spill down alcohol, right? So we gave the sherry to the workers in the robotics company on the other side, and they were drunk for a month, came up with loads of new ideas. Then put our young malt into the sherry cask, the sherry barrel, left it there for a year, so 3 years in total. This is what we get, sherry cask finish.
Negative.
Is it just where the barley is from, or?
But it's just one spirit and one grain.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
While the blends are usually, so we have barley, the blends usually have barley, grain, and maybe corn or maize or something. But there's only barley in ours. And it's also more than one distillery, so they are blending from more than one distillery. Plus, they also blend the casks, Now,
Thank you.
we on the other hand is just one spirit, just one distillery. We are also all the J's, all the big ones are blends. All the Jim Beam, Johnny Walker, Jack Daniels, all the J's.
All the J's.
Yeah, they're blends.
They're blends, okay.
And then That's right. I like that. Yes. And then they also do something that they call caramelizing to make sure that the color is more or less the same. Then it also makes sure that the taste is more or less the same.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But in our case, every single bottle is also single cask, so they come from one specific barrel, meaning that every single bottle is special.
Yes.
Because there might be a slight taste difference between this barrel and that one. I can't taste that, but my friends over there, if they like a certain barrel, they will mark it. But because of this, every single bottle is special. So on the back of it, it's handwritten the number of barrel, the number of bottles from that barrel, the year, and the name of the distillery. So this here is barrel 59, bottle 180. The year is 2023, and Sigurjón is the distiller. Not that I can read it, I just know. These is older.
Yeah.
The difference is that this one has been outside. So this one doesn't have to be so old, it just has been outside. But this one hasn't.
Oh.
This one might be younger, I just don't know. There's no way of knowing.
Why has it been outside?
Well, that helps with the, some of the barrels are actually kept outside to weather them a bit.
I see.
It does change them a bit, but so something that's better for the storm.
They put on